Here with Joel Sage, former Roosevelt High School state champion coach, talking State A playoff. And let's start by just breaking down these teams a little bit before we pick your brain a little bit on your expertise in this field, Joel. But the first game of the day, we've got Brandon Valley taking on Mitchell. Tell us what we need to know about Brandon Valley.
Well, you're right. I mean, it's an exciting time of year, and that's going to be a great matchup between those two teams. They've been playing great baseball all season long, and I would say they probably have the best 1-2 in the state with Dylan Kirkeby and Braden Wills as their two, and then they definitely have some other guys who can log some innings if those two don't throw complete games. And then you look at their senior leadership with Will Brown doing a great job playing second base, third base, catcher. You've got Connor Connect, who plays outfield for them, center field, left field, very good hitter. Brad Skorcheski has been doing a great job all year, whether it's first base or DH. And then they've got some really good up-and-coming talent, too. You know, Joe Kolbeck might be one of the best sophomores in the state, playing third base for them, playing shortstop for them. Dane Payton plays a lot of shortstop for them. So they definitely have a very well-rounded team. And I didn't even mention Thomas Colton, quarterback for the football team, and you know, could definitely swing it and play some first base.
Now Mitchell, on the other hand, Mitchell's gotten a lot of games in this year. That's got to help them, first of all, just having a lot of games under their belt, but they've got a lot of talent too. Absolutely.
With Mitchell, you're talking probably 3 or 4, maybe even more than that, guys on their team who are in maybe their 3rd or 4th year of varsity baseball. It seems like they always have some guys that, you know, you coach against them forever, and you're incredibly thankful when they finally graduate. You have to find ways to get them out or find ways to score runs against them if they're good pitchers. So, you know, a kid like Drew Kitchens at shortstop and can pitch a little bit, and you know, always hits at the top of the order. Carter Max and Carson Max are very good players. Peyton Nash, Jared Miller. I mean, they're loaded. So it's going to be an exciting game.
Second game of the day. Couple of Sioux Falls teams that know each other pretty well. You've got Roosevelt, who snuck in with a 1-0 win over Pierre to earn a spot in the state tournament, going against O'Gorman. Now let's start with Roosevelt. Okay. They're coming off of a really nice win against Pierre, but this is a team that you've seen improve throughout the year, isn't it?
Well, yeah, this is going to be a great matchup too with the 41st Street rivalry.
Yeah.
You know, and you look at how they've done all year. Against each other. They played 3 games, and Roosevelt's 2-1 against O'Gorman, so they're definitely not going to back down. And like I mentioned earlier when we were talking about them, they're a young team with not a lot of varsity experience coming into the year, but they're really learning how to win. Coach DeYoung has been playing well, and you know, I think they've got some good pitchers that it'll be interesting to see what they do. You know, they've got Karsten Grove, who's very good, Joey Ostermeyer. Cole Adam has been really good for him. I just went out on senior day and saw him pitch a complete game against O'Gorman, one that Roosevelt won 5-1. So, you know, it'll be exciting to see what they do and how it turns out.
Well, they're going to give everything they've got against O'Gorman, a team that may be one of the deepest teams, really. I mean, just number-wise, but they're a team that has got a lot on their 2 aces in their pitching staff. Talk about that top end of their pitching staff and what makes O'Gorman so good.
Well, absolutely. I was talking to Coach Hughes earlier in the season, and he was just talking about he's definitely got 1A and 1B with his 2 lefties. So Mason Crow, a senior, also a very good hitter, very dangerous hitter, and Reece Arbogast, as I believe he's just a sophomore.
I think he's a sophomore.
Really good lefty, great composure. Saw him pitch in the Legion State Tournament last year, and picked up the win for Renner Post 307. And really has good stuff, and really like his mound presence.
Yeah. Another thing about O'Gorman, they've got a little power. They've hit some home runs this year in the middle of that lineup. It's got to be nice to have a little pop because in the spring ball, I mean, you just want to generate runs however you can. So it must be nice to have a little power in the middle of the lineup.
Well, yeah, and they put up, I think, 18 runs in their region tournament. Now, granted, it was probably a south wind out at Field 1 at Harmadon, but you still have to give them some credit. They've had some games where they've really generated a ton of offense. Guys like Grady Gobranson as a senior, Matt Fegan, John Rogers, Noah Moon has been a real
some extra base hits,
player, second base, and just a lot of good players and a senior-led team.
Now, I'm not going to put you on the spot and have you make picks here, but anything you can tell us that you expect to happen with any of these teams as we head into semifinal Saturday?
Well, I can maybe guess at the pitching matchups,
Yeah.
and these coaches know their teams way better than I do. But I really think we're probably going to see Dylan Kirkeby against Jared Miller, and then I think we're probably going to see Reece Arbogast and Carson Grove.
All right, there's Joel Sage breaking down the A's. We will have live coverage coming up Saturday at Sioux Falls Stadium starting at noon, but MidcoSN will be there all day long with the 2 semifinal games and the championship game. Make sure to tune in for that.